live, but here we are for the first BeHER Collective event for 2026. I'm super jazzed to be here with you live. We are officially kicking off 2026 with The Promise. This is what we're here for, my friends. I see Loretta Joe. I see Valerie Lyons here. Thank you, amazing intuitive heroines, for joining me for what an exciting moment. This is when we launch the BeHER Collective globally, live, across the world, reaching out to women and saying, you're an intuitive heroine, and we're going to get busy doing all of that. So for those who don't know me, I'm Deb D. I am the founder of the BeHER Collective. And what we are aiming to do, we are on a mission. Actually, what we will do, give us a little bit of time and some sprinkles of magic, is we are inspiring and engaging 1 million intuitive heroines globally. I have a few here with me already who are with me live. If you're catching the replay, love ya. And we're here for the promise. So this is the first event for 2026. I'm going to be here on Substack doing a whole heap of live magic all year long. And it's live magic in terms of like we're doing the damn thing. We're actually doing it. So those who are live here, I can see that we are now a group of 5. We are live at 5 with 5 intuitive heroines. Have paper and pen. If you're catching the promises in real time. That's what these Substack lives are going to be about. It's not going to be me telling you some things about being an intuitive heroine. We're going to be doing the damn thing together. And it starts with the promise. So the promise is how you're going to turn up for you in 2026. I have been making promises since 2013. It was the first year I made a promise to myself. And I'm going to tell you about that a little bit later. But I found it to be a game changer, right? It was a game changer. And it kind of happened without me knowing that I was changing the game on myself. It just happened. So when you make a promise to yourself, what you're doing is you're promising how you're going to turn up for you. And a promise is more than a word or a wish. So I'm going to talk about how it's more than a word or a wish. And I'm also going to talk about the one thing that I bet you're thinking about right now. When I say you're going to make a promise, I could put $50 on the table, safe bet. I bet you're thinking this. We're going to get there. So a promise is not a word or a wish. It's more than. So we're now a group of 8 intuitive heroines. I'm so here for this. So a word for the year. You may already have a word for the year. And if you do, keep it. This can be the value add, the yes and to your word for the year. I mean, I've had words for the year. One year I had flow. Another year I had clarity, because that's what I needed then as a focus point, as a lens. So when I think of a word for the year and how I've seen it turn up for me and other women I've worked with, what I find is it's like this kind of lens that we're looking through. So one year I was looking through the lens of clarity because I really wanted some clarity in my life, right? So I was looking for clarity. So your word can be that kind of like gives you a focus point, or it can be your lens. And we've all got some wishes. I really hope you've got wishes. If you haven't, like, start wishing right now. Wish, wish, wish. And understand this. The wish is out there. It's not here. It may come from an emotion or a desire, but it's something that you want to come true. It's not in you. So we want to have wishes. We want to have dreams. But please understand, they're out there and you're right here, which is why your promise is more than a word or a wish. If you've got your word and you've got your wishes, giddy up, let's go, because you can bring them weave them into your promise. Because remember, we're doing the damn thing. Have you got your paper and pen? Are you ready to create a promise? Because that's where we're getting to. But before we get there, I must address the one thing that I believe you may be thinking, even if you're not 100% conscious of it. And the reason I know this is because I've asked many women one question, and every single woman has told me the same answer. I ask, when you think about making a promise to yourself, what thoughts or feelings come up immediately? Fear. I fear that I'm not going to be able to do it. I fear that I'm going to break it. I fear that it's not going to work for me. I'm going to let myself down. So let's just call it now. What fear wants you to do is fear actually wants you to get up close and personal and say, hey, I see ya. Can we have a little chat? Because fear is actually showing us like an edge, right? It's showing us an edge. So we don't want to be in any fear. So great, Tosca's just put it, I think it's hard to come up with wishes when they don't seem to come true. Yeah, that's also the fear. I fear that if I wish this, it won't come true. And remembering it's not a wish that we're making a promise. And your promise is how you're going to turn up for yourself. And now let me tell you this. Promises get broken. I've broken so many promises. Some of them intentionally, some of them I didn't mean to. Look, we've all done it. I've promised myself so many times as an intuitive that I'm going to quit sugar. I'm quitting sugar. Like those in the BeHER community will know. How many times has Deb said, that's it, I'm quitting sugar. For me, quitting sugar means about my intuition channel. Like sugar isn't great for intuition. Ups and downs, ups and downs. Promise myself. And, I can pull it off for a good couple of weeks. And then before you know it, I'm in the bed in my comfort position, which is my novel and chocolate, and I black out the rest of the world. I break the promise. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. Let me tell you right now. Write it down in your journal. It is guaranteed that at some point I will break this promise. Phew, you're off the hook. You don't have to keep your promise. This is not a pass or fail. This is not. I mean, that's so patriarchal anyway, like so last year, like so last century. There's no pass or fail in the intuitive heroine's life. It's all an adventure, it's all lessons, and it's all how you turn up for it. Okay? So what the promise gives you is not the make or break, it gives you the place to return to. Because if you promise yourself something, it gives you this anchor. And when you float off anchor, you can feel it. You catch yourself and call yourself back. It's like in meditation. We return to the breath. We return to the breath. Yeah, Tosca has just written in here. Tosca's on fire today. It's about the return over and over again. Yes, it is. It's about the return back to, I promised this for myself. This is how I said I was going to turn up for myself. This is what it's about. It's the anchor for the intuitive heroine. That's you. Yeah. And here, want the great news? Here's the great news. When you return again and again to a commitment, when you just keep turning up, even if you keep breaking it, but you keep turning up, what happens is you automatically, from the inside out, build confidence. Confidence in yourself. You build resilience, you build agility, mostly you build confidence. That's what all the research shows, that if you can return to turning up for yourself, return to a commitment, stay on the learning edge, then you naturally build confidence in who you are and who the fuck you are, right? So we're going to be building confidence and agility and resilience and knowing ourselves all year long while we either keep or don't keep our promise to ourselves, because it's not about keeping the promise. It's about returning to, this is who I said I was going to be. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, We are now a group of 9 intuitive heroines reaching out across the globe. I'm just going to share with you 3 of the promises that I've made in the past 13 years, just so you can get an example of how they turned up and why they turned up. And then we're going to do the damn thing. I'm going to take you through, it's just a couple of steps that's going to get you to your 1-sentence promise. So in 2013, I made the first promise to myself. And I didn't make it in January. I actually made it in April. April 3rd, 2013, my son Sage unexpectedly died 1 month before his 11th birthday. So my world turned way upside down. And my spiritual practice became a spiritual practice of grief transformation. Out of nowhere, people, out of nowhere. And in that ungrounded place, on day 3, literally collapsed on my kitchen floor, I promised to wish the best for myself. Promised to wish the best for myself. I was like, I'm already here. I'm on day 3 of this journey that I did not ask to go on. I do not remember buying a ticket for the grief journey of my beautiful son Sage is gone. It was not on the vision board, people, but it was my life. And as the intuitive heroine, we accept the journey we are on because it's all possibility, love, expansion, right? Even something as tragic as my only child dying. I promised to wish the best for myself. And that promise came from my fear. My fear was that people would pity me. My fear was that this would be the downfall of me. My fear was that I wasn't going to be able to make it through, that I would never be okay. But I kind of knew that I was, and that this was my mission in that chapter of my life, to really learn about the heart and heart repair. And so I promised to wish the best for myself. And my friends, I kept that promise on again, off again for 5 years. Like, grief is not a fast journey. For those who have been on a grief journey, you know what I'm talking about. For those who are on a grief journey right now, I see you. For 5 years, I chose to wish the best for myself. And I've got clear memories of times when I would go to open up the second bottle of wine, hoping that it would numb the pain a little bit more, because alcohol used to be my grief medicine. Medicine or sabotage? I'd go to open up the bottle of wine and I'd hear it. Is this wishing the best for yourself? It was moments like that where I could come back to the anchor. This is not wishing the best for me. Go to bed. You don't need more wine. Cry. Put some sad songs on. Do something else, Deborah. Wish the best for yourself. And that promise I kept for 5 years. In 2018, in a bar in Queens, New York, with my best friend Siddhartha, I promised that I would not kiss another person until I knew I really wanted to, that I really liked them. Because essentially that was the year where I was like, I just want to stop dating the people who I know are not my person. I was in this sabotage habit of dating people who I knew I could leave them. They couldn't hurt me. But deep down, I wanted to meet my person. So I promised to not kiss another person until I knew I really liked them. I woke up the next morning going, what have I done? What have I done? How long will it be? Will it be 5 years before I get to kiss someone? How long is this going to take? I didn't know. But I did know that this was the move for me, because when I got real quiet and found that clarity of truth, my truth was, I want to fall in love. I want to meet my person. April of that year, under the light of a full moon, high on a cliff here on the island of Tobago, I kissed my now husband, Smokey. Only took 4 months. That's pretty good, right? But in that 4 months, I kept that promise. The person I was seeing at the time, who I knew was not my person, I lovingly said, can't see you anymore. I said no to dates with people who I knew were not my person. I focused on myself. I just kept turning up for this commitment. And then I get the kiss. 2025, last promise I'm going to share. Please note, because you're going to need this, it's one sentence. It's not a paragraph. It's not a poem. One sentence promise. 2025, I promise to back my brilliance. Back my brilliance. Because in 2025, at the beginning of the year, what I wanted was, so I was like, I want to begin to feel like I'm making it. It's my 4th year in business, and I want to feel like my business is making it, that I'm making it. And when I kind of got into it, I was like, I want to stop playing small. I want to turn up for my big dreams. And so I promised to back my brilliance. And we are standing in that right now. At the beginning of 2025, the BeHER Collective was not even born yet. It launched in July because I continued to turn up for the brilliance, and my intuitive path showed me the business that I was in has had its day and needs its sunset, which happened in June. Big Life Magic sunset in June, and the BeHER Collective had its sunrise in July. And in the second half of 2025, my business, me being the business owner, as well as what I was creating, exponentially expanded. But more than business, I also backed my brilliance in terms of knowing who the fuck I am and my value. My rates went up. The work I offered went up. My stock in myself went up because I kept turning back up to backing my brilliance. And there were still those times when I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that live, or I don't want to have to turn up for that particular event. And so, is that back in your brilliance, Deb? Or times when I was playing small. Is that back in your brilliance, Deb? So it was the return. There was a whole heap of times in 2025 where I did not back my brilliance, and I did not give myself a hard time about it. I returned to, and it worked. I finished 2025 with a successful new business that we are in 2026 with, that is now committed to inspiring and engaging 1 million intuitive heroines globally. I did not know that at the beginning of 2025. I did not know that this big, beautiful mission was going to be downloaded. Right? So please note, it's one sentence. It's a one sentence promise, which is your anchor and your return to. And so now let's make them. All right, my friends, we are going to go through the process of how you create your promise. Paper and pen, get ready, and also feel that if I go too fast, know that over the next few days here on Substack or in the BeHER community, I'm going to be adding more. I'm going to be sharing more details and giving you more ways to approach your promise. So if you're catching this replay and you are not yet subscribed and in the community on Substack, please join us. If you are interested in being in a community with some intuitive heroines, then send me a message because we can open the doors for you. And know this, that I am here to support the creation of the promise. And if in the next handful of minutes you're like, I'm going to need a day or two, take the day or two. We're going to do this together in real time, but you are also going to take your time, because what happens is you get to this point where your one sentence promise anchors, and then it becomes your anchor. You're like, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to take you through the process that I actually went through about 3 days ago with my sister Elizabeth. I was so lucky over the Christmas New Year period where a whole heap of family and friends came here to the island of Tobago to celebrate love. We had a Love Wins epic extravaganza celebrating love, and it was amazing. And my sister Elizabeth stayed for a few days longer than everybody else. And we found ourselves at the tip of the island in this most amazing place called Pirates Bay. You can only get to Pirates Bay by boat or through a long, many-step walk through the rainforest. And as we were sitting there, I was talking to Elizabeth about promises, and I said, "Do you want to play?" And she said, "Of course I want to play." And so Elizabeth and I, sitting at Pirates Bay, we created our promises, and it probably took us about 15 minutes or less. So giddy up, let's go. The first thing I asked Elizabeth is, what do you want? What is your desire? And I'm not talking about the top 10 things you want to happen in 2026. I'm talking about the thing that you want. So going back to my example for 2025, what I wanted was I wanted my business to feel successful. I wanted to feel like I was making it instead of striving to try and get it. That's what I wanted. So here's a hot tip. From the many women I've worked with over the years, there's generally 4 categories in life: health and wellness, abundance and prosperity, love and relationships, or career and business. So out of those 4, which one bubbles to the top of what you want? I mean, you may have goals for each, right? You may have a sense of wanting all of that. I want you to have all of that. But when you think about this year, what do you want this year to feel like, be like? What do you want to happen? What do you want? What is the desire? So I'll just give just a moment. We'll put the thinking music on. Just journal down now. What is it that you want? In 2018, I wanted to fall in love. I was in the love category. In 2025, I wanted career and business. What do you want? Then, sitting in the sand at Pirates Bay, I said to Elizabeth, who is the woman who gets that? Who is the woman who gets that? How does she turn up? What does she do? And so we started to explore. Well, she turns up in this way and she does this and she doesn't do that. So just start to explore, who is the woman who gets that? So you've got this want, remember that wish is out there, this goal, this attention is out there, and it's about who am I being to get there? Who do you need to be? Kind of what qualities or emotions or energy vibrations? You just want to write a couple of dot points for that. We don't have to go too expansive with this. Just a sense of, how does she turn up? Who is she? I'm starting to get to know her. That's you. Beautiful. Tosca says, I want my life to be filled with opportunities to use my gifts with others, not as a one-way expression. Beautiful. So see how that is like this bigger sense of, this is what I want. And now let me tell you this, when we get clear about what we want in these bigger terms, rather than getting into the list of the 10 things, when we get clear in that way and allow everything to channel in that way, then the universe finds the way, because we're not getting caught up in the details and the how-to. We're turning up for who we need to be for it. And this promise, right? So in 2025, when it came to who is this woman, I was like, when you're backing your brilliance, she's the woman who doesn't play small. She's not choosing second fiddle. She's telling the truth about who she is and what she wants in this world. She's getting mentors and guides and really good coaches to support her. These are the kind of things that I knew in 2025. Now, we need to talk about the thing that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but we have to talk about it. Some people are going to miss this step. I do not recommend missing this step. What's going to get in the way of her? What's the sabotage? What's the block? What's the obstacle, real or imagined? To thinking about that. So for me, going back to my example with backing my brilliance, which was where I ended with my one sentence promise, when I was thinking about, I really just want to step into my business and feel successful, like I'm making it. What's going to get in the way of that? For me, it was really clear. It was about my beliefs, my mindset and my beliefs. So I knew that that was my Achilles heel. That was the thing that my promise was going to be the antidote for. and starts to give you clues about how you're going to turn up, what's going to support you. So I hope you're taking notes here. And remember, if you're with us on Substack or in the BeHER community, I'm going to be adding PDFs with everything detailed so that you can take your time working through it and we can share inside the platforms. So we have, what do you want? Who is the woman who gets that? What's going to get in the way? And so now I want everyone to just take a big, deep breath and just imagine you are that woman and you are on that very clear trajectory to getting what you want. You know how you're turning up for yourself. And I want you to ask yourself now, what is important for me to know and do in order for this to come true? What is important for me to know and do in order for this to come true? That's how you begin to get your one sentence. You may have some of the elements you may pull out of like what you want or what the woman does. You may have already got some words there that you want to pull out. You don't have to overthink it. It can be a really simple sentence. I actually strongly advise a simple sentence. I am going to back my brilliance, full stop. I'm going to wish the best for myself, full stop. Doesn't have to be elaborate. It's better if it's simple because then we can simply return to it. I'm going to share my promise because I was with Elizabeth and we were making these promises. Elizabeth has her promise that she's taking into her year. She's left the island. She's living her best life in London, heading to Amsterdam tomorrow. Oh, the delight. But my promise for 2026 is I promise to believe in how big and beautiful it all is. And let me tell you why. Because I find now I have this very clear mission to inspire and engage 1 million intuitive heroines. And when I tune in with that and with my business and with my writing, I find myself continually writing in my journal. It's so big and beautiful. It's so big and beautiful. It's so big and beautiful. And I think why I'm repeating it is because spirit and my higher I am presence are trying to tell me it's actually bigger than what you can see right now, Deb. And I can feel that even as I say it. Because right now I can only see January 2026. I can project into February, March, April. But I continue to get this message. It's actually bigger. I get it through my journaling and through my meditation. I've also received it through some other amazing women I know who are intuitives. And they have said this exact thing to me. Deborah, it's bigger. So my promise for 2026, I declare it right now, my friends. I declared it on Pirates Bay a couple of days ago, but now here live across the world, I declare, I promise to believe in just how big and beautiful it is. Because it is happening. It is happening in real time, and so is your life. So when you create your one sentence promise, what you're looking for is the feeling that it's like, yeah, that's actually how I need to turn up for myself. If you can turn up for yourself in that way, then the universe is going to turn up for you. Your higher I am presence is going to be like, giddy up, let's go. Because all of the how to and all of the details, that unfolds further down the path. You'll be led to the people and the opportunities. You'll be shown how to work through an obstacle or minimize a sabotage that we all have. Because let's call it, we're amazingly exquisite humans. And as women, we're not simple. We never wanted to be simple. We're complex and also just so delightful with layers. So be in all of you and have this one place that you return to. I promise to. One sentence. It Doesn't matter whether you keep it or not. It matters that you return to it. That you return and return and return. You continue to turn up, and it will continue to turn up your life, your dreams, and so much more. Because when we say yes to the intuitive path and let go of needing to know all the details, let go of needing control. I'm a little bit of a control person, a little bit of an overthinker, still working on it myself, my friends. So I'm with you in this. But when we make some space for magic, what happens is the magic turns up for us. Tosca has declared, I promise to believe I am worthy of opportunities that delight me. Yes, yes. Can you feel that? So that's the last piece of the promise. Tosca, you get the gold star today for the first live of 2026 for the Intuitive Heroine, because you've been playing along the whole way and just declared your promise. You want and need to declare your promise. And also, you might want to play with it a bit. So for those on Substack, those in the BeHER community, this is what we're going to be doing over the next few days. We're going to be workshopping it like Elizabeth and I did. Elizabeth had a promise and then she was like, actually, that's not the word. First she said nourishing and then she was like, no, actually, it's nurture. So we slight difference, nourish, nurture. But for Elizabeth, it was that feeling. She was like, oh, it's nurture. That's it. Elizabeth, beautiful Elizabeth, I love you so much. She's going to be nurturing herself all year long. I am going to be believing all year long. And for you, give yourself some time, space, and grace to have this one sentence land as the anchor. Play with the words, speak them out loud. And when you are clear with your promise, declare. Say it out loud. You may say it to your partner, your sister, your business bestie. You may put it on a post. Share it with more than you, not for accountability, but for the declaration. Just like, guess what I'm doing? Guess what I'm doing this year? Like, be proud. Be ready to rock it. Because when you promise, the promise will turn out for you. You will build confidence. You will build magic. And you will also build more about knowing who the fuck you are. And that's what it's all about. And you're going to learn about how to better love you. That's what it's all about. So my friends, again, I think I've said it a few times, but I feel like I want to say it again. If you're not subscribed here on Substack, please join me so you can play along in the next couple of days. For the women who are here live or catching the replay in the BeHER community, check out the platform over the next couple of days because I'm going to be adding some more and we can all share and declare in the BeHER community or here on Substack. Or if you just want to reach out to me personally, if you don't want to do the whole public share, I get it. I see you. Deborah at thebehercollective.com, or you can send me a DM right here on Substack or any other platform that this may have been repurposed on. Stay with the promise. Find your anchor. It will be your guiding light. It will be your return to. You deserve this. You deserve this and more. And stay with me all year long because I'm going to be bringing it. I'm going to be bringing it. You know I am. Announcing now every new moon for 2026, I'm going to be live on Substack for a new moon circle. This is not me talking about the astrology of the moon. Oh no, my friends, it's not that. I'm going to be talking about how does the intuitive heroine turn up for each of the new moons of the year. And we start next Sunday, the 18th, with the new moon in Capricorn. What's the intuitive heroine going to do with the Capricorn new moon at the beginning of a new year, a 1 year? What's she going to do about that? That is what I'm going to be sharing for the new moon circle happening next Sunday, same time here on Substack, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's next week, but for now, continue to play along all week with your promise. And when you anchor it, you declare it, my darling, because you deserve it. That and more. Thank you for being here with me live for the first live of many for 2026. You know I love you. Please love yourself as much as I love you. And let's do this thing. It's a 1 year. Today is the 111 portal. And we just activated some magic. And let's just keep doing that all year long. Be love, everyone.